Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. I cannot tell you how much I've been loving the Quarry Plus. Not only does it go faster than a regular Quarry, I want to demonstrate very quickly before we move on. The poison water, which has been an issue in the past, is no longer an issue. So what I've got here, I actually hacked in a Quarry and a couple of energy cells just so I can demonstrate this. I put efficiency 5 on the Quarry Plus and obviously fortune 3 and unbreaking 3, and I want to see how fast it is in comparison to the regular Quarry. And I've never noticed it clearing the area before you even apply power to it, which is pretty cool. So we'll put down a Quarry. These are both on 50 and 100. This one is discharging because of my power suit. Not a big deal. So we'll put this one on the regular Quarry. We'll let the frame build, and we'll put this one on the Quarry Plus, which frame builds a lot faster. So let's wait a second until this one can catch up, and then we'll take a look at the speed difference. I believe efficiency 5 is a lot faster than the regular one, though I haven't actually tested it yet. So we're going to find out right now as soon as this thing finishes. There we go. They're both receiving the same amount of power. Let me get my flight control. Of course, they're going two different directions, but you can tell that the Quarry Plus is moving much faster than the regular Quarry on the right, and it's using the same amount of MJ. So that is pretty awesome. We'll verify max output 50, max output 50, and it's ridiculously faster. Maybe even overpowered. So, you know, if you want to use it, use it. If not, then that's up to you. So let me get rid of these guys, and then we'll get to what we're going to get to. And I'll just go ahead and get rid of these. I don't want to keep them. And who really cares about the cobble and dirt? You may notice the golems in my inventory. I've been doing a little Thaumcraft, and I have only recently started doing anything with golems. They are pretty handy. Especially from what I've discovered for farms, because they don't require any power, because it's magic. So I guess I could show you the base first. Basically, I just put a crucible on top of that little pillar up here. I was going to put it inside the redwood, but the problem with that is you have to put fire underneath the crucible, and I didn't think that fire and wood would be a great combination. So I just decided to put it over here. I made myself a little entrance over there. But this is it. It's nothing fancy. But what I need to do is, after we set up this farm, I need to make some alembics, and I need to make a decanting golem, which will automatically keep this guy full. And then I need to make another little golem, I think a tallow golem, to take the excess aspects out of the alembics with a file and put them in warded jars. Because you know how you dump stuff in there, you know the apple has 2 aspects on it. Well, if you only use the apple one, not the crops one, all the crop stuff gets dumped into the atmosphere. Due to the fact that there is a wisp spawner over here, it's already a high flux area, as you can see from the thermometer thing in my lower left hand corner of the video. So I don't want to dump anything excess unnecessarily. And like I said, this is relatively new to me, but it's pretty cool. So I actually have 3 golems in here. I have a straw golem with intelligence, one with perception, then I have a wooden golem that is strong. And these guys are farmers. The perception means they they notice things in a wider range. And I don't know what the default is. Maybe it's 8 blocks. Who knows? I don't really know. I didn't look it up. The smart, the intelligence, I guess you could call it on this one, means that he will replant anything that he harvests. This guy will not. And the strength on this guy just means that he can carry a little more. So if we put an ender chest right here, we put the wood golem on the chest. You don't have to put him on top, but you shift right click him on the chest. Anything you drop in the area, if I can drop something, he should pick it up and put it in the chest. And this is just my white ender chest where all the stuff from the quarry and everything comes in. It goes into the ME network. So I need some cocoa beans because I'm going to start bees pretty soon. And I'm not going to do it in episodes. People don't seem to like it, but I do, so I'm going to do it on my own. So we've got some cocoa on jungle wood. If we put the smart golem over there, when this stuff needs to be harvested, he'll harvest and replant it. So let me see if I have any bones in here. I don't. Unfortunately, I wonder if I have any in a chest. We can demonstrate. Let's see. There should have been one for mob loot. Vanilla, that'll work. And there's actually one already grown. Sometimes it takes them a minute to realize that stuff has happened. But if we bone meal the one right there, you see he harvested and replanted, and then the little wood guy picks it up and puts it in a chest. In a stream the other day, I actually set up a turtle in front of a cocoa bean, and I put this guy right there, and basically the turtle just kept fertilizing. That guy kept harvesting, and I ended up with so much cocoa it wasn't even funny. I thought it was a pretty funny mixture of magic and technology. But so these guys are going to work as long as there's something to do. Otherwise, they'll just kind of stand around. I found that when I set this up before, I made 2 rows of cocoa. They would get stuck on the cocoa plants that were on the bottom row sometimes, and they cannot reach the 3rd row. So this seems to be a pretty good trade-off. I could obviously make this a little bigger. I don't really need that much. I just thought it would be nice to be able to make a few chocolate frames if I wanted to. So I figured I would set this up, and then, we could just let these guys do their work. Since it doesn't require any real electricity or logistics, I just stick them down here, and they make the stuff. To make these guys, if you look in your Thaumonomicon, you go to Golemancy first. It teaches you how to make the animation core, which is a component. And then the wood golem, you make like this. You can combine the core with different color shards to make it speed, strength, intelligence, or perception. And then you have to put, of course, these aspects in the crucible, and then you take it off the infusion altar. It is the same for the straw golem. Of course, you can give them speed, perception, intelligence. I don't think you can give these guys strength because wheat is a weak material. So what we need to make for upstairs, we need to make a couple of tallow golems. Those are the guys that do the stuff up here. I forget which one will do files, but see, they keep inventory supplied. This is not the right guy. But I think we can make a decanting golem, and then a regular tallow golem. And those guys, if we make a marker block, the decanting golem doesn't need it, but the other one does, because you have to tell them where to get the files from so that it knows where to get them, and then it puts everything in the warded jars. So I'm going to make some warded jars. However I make those, I know it's great wood and or arcane wood block, which is great wood logs, and some glass panes. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make the golems, and then I'll be back and we'll set them up and see how they work. So I will be back in just a minute. Okay guys, I am back. I have made a bunch of files, the alembics, and some warded jars, and a brain in the jar. We're going to need some tallow, and I think we just throw flesh into the thing. I also made a marker block. It's a pretty easy recipe. I think we're going to need them. So let's throw half of this in here, see how much tallow we get. Tallow, you just throw corpus in there, and apparently I need a bigger wand. How much is that? 24. Maybe that's enough. We'll see. So let's throw these files in here. And we'll see what we need to make these guys. We have to make the core, of course. Totally overlooked that. So we'll need some nitor and some clay. Or bricks, rather. And we're going to need this and that, which is slime balls and rubber or rubber wood. And I'm going to need about 16 of each. I think this has it as well. So let's go ahead and hang our alembics on the side of here, because we're definitely going to end up with extra aspects. And you can actually do this yourself, but why would you do such a thing if you have golems to do the work for you? So we'll just put those there for now. We're going to keep the brain in the jar. Let's see what we need. 8 and 8. That has 1, and that has 1. So we'll throw half of each. Get 1 core. Whoops. And see, look at all this. Look at all the extra here. We'll just go ahead and take that out. And then we need to do that again. We're probably going to end up with the same amount this time. But better here than in the atmosphere. And you can take this if you want. I think each warded jar holds 12. Something like that. But you lose the file. Not really that big of a deal for me. Sometimes I hate that autofill. Alright, so now we just need to make the golems. And I think I can do that one. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. We'll make the other one first. So I already have to make a strong tallow golem. So that's going to take a core and the green shard. I don't remember what aspects go with it. I usually use a redstone for that, but coal has it also. I guess I could throw it in here where it goes. I have the hardest time throwing stuff in the crucible. I need to see if I can put a hopper on top of it. Alright, so we have to make the actual golem first and then put him together with all this stuff. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back once again and we'll set these guys up. I didn't think it was going to take this long, which is why I went ahead and cut back in. But I think it's going to take another couple minutes, so I will be back momentarily. Alright, I've got my golems. If you have some bookshelves, those are pretty good sources of some of the things. I think we need to keep the marker block. And we'll put it right under here, since that's where the files are. So I'm going to take the tallow guy and put him on there. And he got the files. He's carrying them around. I might need to put a marker over. I do. I totally forgot about that. I think I lost my other marker block somewhere. Can I make wool out of this? Sweet. We'll just make some white marker blocks, no big deal. And I think as long as these are touching the markers, they will work. And watch, I probably had to make I probably needed to make a smarter golem, but either way, that guy, he's putting it all in here. Yeah, I think I needed to make a smarter golem. No big deal. You get the idea. If we take this guy and put him on the crucible, he should see the water, and it's not going to work since I'm recording an episode. Otherwise, it would work just fine. I've had it work where I had to put a marker block once, and one time I didn't. Let's see what his interface says. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Yep, there he goes. See, now we have water in the crucible. And just to demonstrate, we'll throw some more tallow in there. We'll watch the guy work. He's already filled it up again. And that guy took the excess aspects and he put it into this warded jar, since that's the only one with a marker block. So I'll have to make more marker blocks, but this will allow me to craft my wand of equal trade, stuff like that, and not have to dump a bunch of extra stuff into the atmosphere. So I'm not going to do much more Thaumcraft in episodes unless I just make something really cool and figure out how it works. Because, you know, all the crafting and all the research is really tedious, especially if you've already done it. You don't want to watch somebody do it and having to get all your aspects squared away and do the crafting. It's kind of a pain to watch. But these guys work, that's all that really mattered, and the cocoa farm works as well. So I'm not really sure how long I've been going. I'll go ahead and apologize now if this ends up being a long episode. But thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'll see you next time.